With the technology that we have today, it's possible to paint a clear picture of who your buyers are. You can tell what they've bought in the past, what they were looking at before they bought a product. The technology is increasingly moving in this direction of being able to get more and more data. And this is going to change the way that PR and marketing people do what they do. Because in the past, what we would have done is paint a picture of our ideal consumer using our intuition. But now with technology, it's possible to do this with actual data. What we've found with the old model of just using our intuition is that we're often very wrong. The social scientist Duncan Watts said, whatever hypothesis you have, whatever intuition you have, however self-evident it may seem, when you test it against the data, bottom line, it's wrong, like every time. So what we thought we knew about consumers, when we've tested that against the data, we've found out that actually we didn't know as much as we thought. As PR professionals and marketers, we have this kind of spontaneous intuition about why people do what they do and how we think we can change their behavior. So buying behavior, getting people to spread content from one person to the other. But when we actually look at the data of what they do, they don't do what we predicted they do. They don't do anything crazy, they just don't do what we predicted. So when we talk about things like a viral video, we imagine a piece of content that spreads kind of in the manner of an infectious disease. People like Malcolm Gladwell have dedicated lots of research and study time to showing how things like fashion move from influencers to the general population. But what we've found, especially in social media and social networks, is that the vast majority of all adoptions happen within just 1 degree of the seed. And this is a big shock for people who talk about things like viral videos, to see that things don't spread in the way that we previously thought they did, and we're now having to find a new model to explain how to get ideas dispersed into society. As we try to understand what we mean when we say viral, we have to find a new model to explain how ideas are spreading. What we've found is that something other than word of mouth or peer-to-peer diffusion is happening. It's not viral as we once thought. The most famous viral videos from case studies like the Old Spice guy to Gangnam Style recently, all of these have actually benefited from tremendous mass media coverage. Once you get your video on the front page of the newspaper or covered online in a popular blog, that's not viral anymore. That's mass media. So the model that we had thought was viral is actually something probably a lot closer to what we were using in traditional media, with influencers being the ones that are dispersing a lot of these ideas. We need to be doing what we do in a different way. That means we cannot afford to rely on just our intuition anymore, because as much as we thought we understood how things were spreading, that has turned out to not be true. So what we need to be adopting is a much more data-driven, statistical-driven way of making our strategies and deciding what content we're going to use and produce and share with our fans. The more we can use data to make our decision, the better our choices and our business strategy and our social strategies will be.